A team on the rise looks to catch the champs when they're down. Coleman and Alexander enter the proving ground. Look at the athleticism by Alexander on display and the quickness that turns him inside out. Look at this.
What on earth?
I love it. Mark now focusing on Cedric Alexander.
There it is, neck breaker, out of the razor's edge.
1, 2, no!
Oh.
Alexander in to make the tag. Drop kick both of them. Tag now made, and Mark is going to look to come in.
There's a face only a mother could love. You ever see Mark smile at you? It looks like his tongue's in jail.
Out of the way. Alexander now tagged in. He flies from skies, knocks him down. Going right after Big Brother Jay now. Wheelbarrow running to the barricade. Alexander just shoves Jay down. Wait a minute. Look at this. We can see it. Austin Benjamin just struck with a low blow on the Briscoes. Nobody in the ring saw what just happened, Nigel.
Mark's in a lot of trouble now.
1, 2, got it!
Unbelievable!
It looks like Cedric and Caprice are even confused about how things went down. They're completely unaware.
This is Ring of Honor.
On the shores of the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland, welcome to Ring of Honor Wrestling. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Kelly, alongside former ROH World Champion Nigel McGuinness. You just saw how Hassan Benjamin caused more pain for the Briscoes last week, and pressure builds as we are 1 week away from Border Wars.
That's right, just 1 week before wrestling's worst nightmare, Kevin Steen finally gets his title shot. I have some thoughts about what Davey needs to do if he wants to leave Toronto with his belt.
The dominant male kicks things off. Let's go to Bobby Cruz.
This match is set for one fall. In the ring, be accompanied by Prince Nana, Barrister Artie Evans, and Mr. Ernesto Osiris. Wrestling out of Palermo, Sicily, weighing 223 pounds, he is representing the Embassy Limited, the dominant male, Tommaso Ciampa.
Some would say that all Ciampa has left to fight for is his undefeated streak. After all, Jay Lethal's no longer the television champion. But something tells me that this young man who we're about to see is going to have his work cut out for him. A tall order indeed for Matt Taven, who returns to the ring for the first time since his memorable match against Mike Mondo 1 month ago. Will Tommaso Ciampa say, did Matt just happen?
His opponent, wrestler of Los Angeles, California, weighing 212 pounds, Matt Taven.
So Taven, a veritable unknown a month ago, battled Mike Mondo in what many thought might have been just a nondescript one-fall matchup. But at the end, oh, wait a minute.
Wait a second. Oh! Full Nelson suplex from Ciampa. Didn't wait for the bell.
I guess we could forget about the code of honor or the tail of the tape, but Ciampa's looking to make a statement as we count down to Border Wars. Already going to expose the knee. He's going to look to end things fast with Taven. Ciampa wants Lethal and vice versa, but Taven out of the way, but perhaps just for a moment.
Taven's going to oh, there you go. He's going to have to do something. He just did.
Taven pulls down the top rope and Ciampa spills out to the floor. Taven, who works with disadvantaged youth for the Boys and Girls Club and at one time was part of the front office staff of the New England Patriots, now looks to fly. Oh, what elevation!
Great legs on that young athlete, and as we can see, Jay Lethal now down to ringside.
Oh. Look at the body language on Lethal. Taking a page out of Ciampa's book, but now he gets a front row seat to see Tommaso Ciampa drill Taven on the floor. Staring eye to eye with the man who wants to take the undefeated streak from the dominant male.
Dangerously close to Lethal there.
It must be killing Jay Lethal to sit there. But he looks like he's really trying to play some mind games with the dominant male. Take a page out of Ciampa's book. He's exposed the concrete here on the Duburn's Arena floor. That protective barrier's been taken away, but wait a minute. Taven turns it around.
Oh!
Suplex on the floor.
And that's the danger, Kevin. You pull that padding back, and your opponent can use it just as easily as you can.
Both men are down. The Embassy Limited, jaws aghast. Look at them. Well, will Taven be the one to end the winning streak of Tommaso Ciampa? Virtually unprecedented in Ring of Honor, a year plus. Both men slowed. Jay Lethal, you can see, staring at ringside, keeping his eyes glued on the dominant male.
You see Taven's back is injured as well from falling on the mat outside there.
Oh, there are no winners in that combination right there, but Taven had to do what he had to do. Kevin Steen in action here in the hour, ladies and gentlemen, against Kyle O'Reilly. Slugfest, both men on their knees. Look at Taven. Look at the guts he's got.
Yeah.
Ciampa's strong, but Taven is equal. Here we go now. Taven sends Ciampa across for the ride.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The Enziguri. Taven continues to amaze. Lethal staring up at Ciampa. Leaping kick right there and scores. Will this do it? 2, no. Sinclair was right in position.
Ciampa in real trouble here. I don't think he expected this. He thought after that full Nelson suplex at the beginning of this match it was going to be easy work. But Taven showing something to me here, Kevin.
Taven buries a knee, follows up now. But look at Ciampa. From his knees, able to explode out. Can you imagine the core strength that this man has to be able to execute such an athletic maneuver at this late stage of this grueling contest? And now Project Ciampa. He's going to look to end it, march on to Border Wars, and face Jay Lethal. Wait a minute, Taven escapes. Front face lock, got him hooked. What is Taven going to do to Ciampa now?
We'll find out.
Oh, neckbreaker. Cover. 2, no.
Hand on the ropes there. I don't know if he hadn't been that close. That may have been a 3 count.
All the updates on Border Wars, go to ROHWrestling.com. Taven's looking to end it.
And this is a huge opportunity. We talked last week about Michael Elgin having an opportunity, stepping up. That's what Ring of Honor is about. Wait a second.
Just as Taven was going to go to the top, Nana gets on his feet, and now you see Lethal on his feet as well.
And that's going to cost Taven.
Now Ciampa's back up. Lethal scared Prince Nana from interfering, and thank goodness for the presence of Lethal, who's barely moved a muscle otherwise. Now Taven sends Ciampa off. Looks to the heavens above and scores with a frog splash. This'll do it.
Oh, just a 2.
Wow.
So close.
Half a count away.
This is no ordinary match for Matt Taven. This is a chance to stake his claim, to make his name, and to beat that undefeated streak.
Tommaso has been dominant, but he's never seen a challenge like Matt Taven is bringing here to him tonight. Can Taven put him away?
Crowd going insane here in Duburn's Arena. They know just how important an opportunity this is. Oh, jumping knee strike. He's out. He's out.
He might have knocked him out with that knee, too.
No!
The KO shot didn't drop Taven. It put him down, but not out. Ciampa's beside himself. He didn't have that knee pad pulled all the way down, though, Nigel.
That must have been it. Is Taven still awake?
Oh, he was going to go for it that time. Wait a minute, roll up. 2.
Oh!
Ciampa would have scored the knockout there, but Taven rolled him up. That knee is still exposed. Taven is vulnerable.
He's on Dream Street right now.
Ciampa follows in, but Taven gets a boot up. And somehow Taven goes to the top. You can see Ciampa there, shoving the blocks out from under Matt Taven, who's now tied to the Tree of Woe. And that wrap has now been pulled down, bare bone, and knee exposed from Ciampa.
He's in a real dangerous position.
He just chicken winged Taven's arm across that bottom rope. There is no escape.
Oh, did you see his head?
Taven's limp body.
He's out.
He's out cold. Sinclair, get in there and stop it.
Sinclair, you got to stop this. He's lying there limp. He can't get his hands up.
Oh, for a second time.
He's out. He's out. Sinclair, stop this now.
We've seen Ciampa KO foes before. He's got Taven out. He sends a symbolic gesture down to Jay Lethal watching at ringside. Lethal arms crossed. All he can do is sit and watch as Project Ciampa scores.
By the grace of God, this one is over.
A courageous effort from Matt Taven, who gave it all he had. But in the end, the dominant male picks up the win.
The winner of the match, the dominant male, Tommaso Ciampa.
And look at Ciampa staring right down on his Border Wars opponent. Lethal says, Ciampa, you cost me my television title. Well, at Border Wars, I'm going to cost you your undefeated streak. Hey, let's take a look at the replays of what we saw. Fantastic action. Matt Taven went for broke.
Nearly got broke right here. Take a look at this. Top of his head.
Before the bell, and you can see Ciampa was motivated. But in the end, Taven fought with all he had.
Jumping knee strikes, knocked out so many people before.
Boy, nothing would put Matt Taven away, but eventually Project Ciampa did. He stares down, does Ciampa, staring at Lethal. Tensions building, no TV title at stake, but this rivalry more personal than ever. And Nigel, you can cut it with a knife. I cannot wait for Border Wars, and what a night we have. We've got Kevin Steen in action and more. But up next, No Fear versus Technical Lightning. Stay with us.
We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling, and I'm here in the locker room with Technical Lightning TJ Perkins, who tonight goes one-on-one against No Fear Mike Mondo. TJ?
That's right, Veda. No Fear Mike Mondo wants round 2 with Technical Lightning. And Mike Mondo, you say you've got no fear? Well, you better, big dude, because I've already beat you once on TV. Now, Mike Mondo says that he can stop the lightning. Well, I'm saying, technically, you can't.
Look at this emo kid.
Technical Lightning. Look at your shirt. Look at your clothes. You look emo. You look weird. Veda, you got to interview this guy. What about the effing rock stars, the Bucks? Why aren't we on TV?
Oh, I'm
you
sorry,
got to interview this nerd?
You guys must be mistaken. Your interview's next. They want to talk to you about how cool your ponytails are.
Oh, really? Says the guy with the weird bleach spot in his hair. Oh. Come on, Veda, I'm begging you. We were on the flight over here from SoCal. We were in first class. You were in coach with the rest of the peasants.
Yeah.
Is that where you thought of the Technical Lightning thing, huh, nerd? Huh? Huh, dork? Come on, Veda.
You know what? Look, buddy. Next time you interrupt me in the ring or in front of the microphone, I'm going to put your teeth through the back of your head.
Okay.
I don't care if there's 1 of you or 10 of you.
Really?
That's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
What an idiot.
This effing guy, huh?
So as you can see, TJ Perkins didn't exactly endear himself with the Young Bucks or vice versa. Those two SoCal punks almost got what's coming to him. But hey, how about this young man? No fear, Mike Mondo turned this arena on its ear 1 month ago. Can he follow up with a victory over Technical Lightning?
Introducing first wrestling out of Long Island, New York, weighing 212 and 1/2 pounds, no fear, Mike Mondo!
One of the most physically and emotionally intense individuals ever. And you know what? Good for TJ Perkins for standing up to the Young Bucks.
Absolutely, he's a young guy that anybody starting out in this sport can admire. Wrestled all over the world, started over a decade ago, and gets better every outing in the ring.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing 196 pounds, Technical Lightning, TJ Perkins.
A rematch of sorts of these two. They met recently here in Ring of Honor Wrestling, and we'll see who could get the Duke here in this one. Let's go to the tail of the tape, where for this contest we find two extremely evenly matched athletes. The experience edge goes to Perkins, but don't dare cheat No Fear Mike Mondo from even 1 ounce on the weight. Adherence to the code of honor certainly Perkins does, but will Mike Mondo adhere to the code? He calls the Dew Burns Arena his house. Can he get the job done?
I couldn't read his lips, but I think it was words to the effect of, you know who you're in here with. He certainly does. And TJ, very nice, very lightly there, just feeling out his opponent, taking his time. Keeps that wrist. Oh, very nice. Nice little reversal.
Well, he certainly have, well regarded the technical skill of TJ Perkins. Catch wrestling, lucha libre influence as well. But Mondo now in his 10th year as a pro. He has fought all styles against all comers and gets caught with a neck breaker right there from TJ Perkins. And sometimes when you least expect it, maybe the Young Bucks did TJ Perkins a little bit of a favor. I mean, you saw in that interview earlier this afternoon, we just saw it. Perhaps it gets his adrenaline a little bit pumping up as he gets set to take on Mike Mondo here.
Yeah, absolutely, he may thank them later on in his career, perhaps.
Yeah. Of course, Perkins started his career as a luchador.
Whoa.
Catches himself in mid-flight there. And speaking of lucha libre styles, next week, the unique athletes representing Chikara will be on the scene. Wait a minute.
Watch out.
How in the world did Mondo get from one side? Did he crawl under the ring? My goodness, what will this guy do next?
Yeah, I didn't see, so if I didn't see, you didn't see, there's no way TJ Perkins saw.
Absolutely not, but the damage is done, and Perkins caught from behind by No Fear Mike Mondo, who faked an ankle injury in his memorable matchup with Matt Taven. And now, fish hooking TJ Perkins and stretching the face, looking to rip the flesh off his head.
Just dragging him around there, yeah.
What a sick individual.
And if he had an ego before, Kevin.
Cover 2. I mentioned we'll see the athletes from Chikara also next week. Davey Richards one-on-one against the Man-Beast Rhino. Set your DVRs, your TiVo, tell your friends, because you're not going to want to miss it. And look at the way Mondo continues to maul Technical Lightning TJ Perkins, trying to jam his open mouth like a curb stomp into the edge of the ring. My goodness. Looking to shatter the face of TJ, but Perkins sends him back first to the barricade.
Oh!
Sorry, lady. You almost got a lapful right there. Oh, my goodness. Up close and personal here at Ring of Honor. Perkins is in trouble. Can Mondo put him away? Border Wars next Saturday, Richmond, May 19th. The Battle of Richmond, Charleston, West Virginia, the Civic Center on June 15th. And a special ceremony to honor the Pittsburgh legend wrestling native, to honor the Pittsburgh native wrestling legend Bruno Sammartino in Pittsburgh on June the 30th. Tickets for all live events on sale at ROHWrestling.com. And look at the way Mondo now grinding the point of the elbow, Nigel, into the face of Perkins.
Yeah, that's a veteran move right there. Without a doubt. Look, yeah, he's just applying pressure to the head. I think he's realized when he threw him into the guardrail there, it was head that took the most of the damage.
And this is an attack from Mondo I'm sure that TJ Perkins would never expect. I've never seen Mike Mondo wrestle the same match twice. Everything is different every time. Impossible to scout.
He's definitely a thinking man's wrestler, without a doubt. When he spots that weakness, he just stays on it.
Don't be distracted by the bluster, and also don't ever discount the toughness of TJ Perkins, who fights back despite having been mauled for a good portion of this matchup now. Oh my goodness, just focusing his attack on the face of TJ Perkins, rearranging the facial features.
And again, we've seen repeatedly in this match the same type of offense here from Mondo. Gets the job done. You know, if the record ain't broke, don't fix it.
And look at what an athlete he is. Over 200 pounds, 5% body fat, all natural. Trains like a demon, and look at him. Again, wrenching the neck of Perkins.
You can see actually Perkins' face there turning a light color of plum almost. That blood rushes in there.
Now, what is Mondo going to do here? My goodness, look at this. He's pulled the eyelid up. It's not exactly against the rules. Hardly sporting now. Wait a minute. What's he doing?
Look at that.
He's got the eyeball exposed. What the world? Was Mondo going to bite the eyeball out of TJ Perkins' head? I don't believe I'm saying these words.
I know what's going on in his head. He's a sick man.
But Perkins fights back.
Perkins going to need a plastic surgeon after that one.
Perkins blisters him with a chop and follows up with an elbow. Kick to the chest of Mondo. Perkins, great escapability. Pounds away, fists of fire.
Breaks in a fisticuffs there.
Drop toe hold sends Mike Mondo draped throat first across the second row. Oh yeah. Perkins. Across and down onto the apron. Drop kick to the back of the head. Mondo's on Dream Street. Missile drop kick. Caught him.
Wait a second.
Two, and look up the ramp, Nigel. Look who's creeping down here to ringside.
The freaking superstars, as they like to call themselves, the Young Bucks, down at ringside now.
Well, obviously they took exception to Perkins' comments, as we saw earlier on today.
I don't know if Perkins knows they're out there.
Yeah, I almost have spidey senses to realize that. Look at Mondo, the veteran move rolling out of the way, and now
he does.
Yeah, Matt Jackson just grabs a hold of the foot of TJ Perkins. Hold it now.
Well, right in front of the referee here. I guess he didn't hit him, so he didn't call for a DQ.
Turner letting some nonsense go here, but
treading a fine line.
Mondo, he sees Perkins stop almost in midair, and now finding some solace with the Young Bucks, but look out! Everybody down! The Dew Burns Arena explodes with a thunderous ovation as wait a minute now. Mondo's tied up with the referee, and Nick Jackson's got a hold of the boot. Now, double R DDT.
That's going to be it, I think.
1, 2, and 3. Well, a common adversary, the Young Bucks and Mondo both have a distaste for Perkins, and now the three of them are putting the boots. Come on.
And look at this. The All Knights.
The All Night Express. They want a piece of the Young Bucks. Kenny going after the Young Bucks. And now, Perkins, King, and Titus are tattooing Matt Jackson. Nick Jackson and Mondo on the floor. Perkins was just about to wipe that out. And X want to continue the fight. All right, folks, we have got to try to settle things down here in the New Burns Arena. Davey Richards' protege Kyle O'Reilly against Kevin Steen is our main event. Next up, we go inside Ring of Honor. Stay with us. We are 1 week away from Border Wars, an international conflict, Saturday, May the 12th from Toronto. And we'll have the latest news here tonight inside Ring of Honor. Canada's largest city will play host to the most anticipated Ring of Honor World Championship match ever, when the American Wolf Davey Richards steps onto foreign soil to face the challenge of Quebec native Kevin Steen in the main event. The World Tag Team title will be on the line in a fight without honor. Anything goes, and there must be a winner when the Briscoe brothers wage a war of their own with Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. With the history of violence between them, both teams are ready for anything in this, their final conflict for the tag team title.
Briscoes, you sit here and you complain about what we've done to you. Let me remind you that it was you two who jumped us last June in New York, and you beat the out of us with those chairs. Let's fast forward, because we've gone back and forth. You made another bold statement that in Fort Lauderdale, that someone was going to get carried out. Well, it was you. And Jay, you lost your in that match.
So there's only one thing left. Only one thing wrestling's greatest tag team is interested in when it comes to the Briscoes, and out of those tag team titles. So come Toronto, fight without honor, that's just fine. We don't need honor. But what we do need are our belts.
What he said.
Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, all bull crap aside, we've been through a war over the past year a little better. Yeah, we started in New York City, hitting y'all boys in the head with chairs. Dang, right, beat the piss out of y'all boys. And I'll be damned if y'all ain't bring it right back. But that's what we like, baby. That's what we like. But when we got down to Florida, y'all crossed the line. Crossed the line. Y'all boys tried to take my manhood. So now in Canada, we gonna cross the border, then we gonna cross the line. And in Canada, it's gonna be a fight without honor, and we fresh out of honor. So bring your ass, cause we gonna whoop y'all boys in Toronto.
The House of Truth members will compete in 3 separate matches at Border Wars. Unbreakable Michael Elgin will face the other breakout star of 2012, Adam Cole. The Man-Beast Rhino, the HOT's new hired mercenary, will attempt to eliminate die-hard Eddie Edwards from title contention. And new World Television Champion Roderick Strong will defend his title against the Belfast bruiser Fit Finlay. Truth Martini's forces are ready for war.
Border Wars, Toronto, the House of Truth. Roderick Strong, your new World Television Champion, goes one-on-one against Fit Finlay. Unbreakable Michael Elgin, he gets to show Adam Cole why he is the breakout star of 2012. Then, the Man-Beast Rhino, my mercenary, he is going to gore Eddie Edwards right out of that world title contention.
You know, Fit Finlay, I hear you like to fight. Well, on May 12th, you're going to be in for the biggest and hardest fight of your life.
Adam Cole, you walk into Toronto in this dreamland of yours. Well, May 12th, you get a dose of reality and realize the only breakout star of 2012 is Michael Elgin.
Eddie Edwards, you're a former heavyweight champion. So am I. I get paid to take people out, and that's what I've been paid to do, is take you out. And in Toronto, I will leave you land in a puddle of your own because I will rip you in half with a gore.
Rhino, you've said what you gotta say. I've done my talking. Now, it's about what happens in the ring. Now, it's about who can get hit the hardest, who can take the most and keep getting up. But we already know that's me. Rhino, come to gore me, come to kill me, do whatever you want to do.
because it will not stop me. I am coming after that world title again, and Rhino, you are not going to stand in my way.
Eddie Edwards' resilience will be tested by Rhino's high-impact offense, and Adam Cole's speed will be tested by Elgin's superhuman strength. But Roderick Strong's technical wrestling skill will be tested as never before by one of the greatest ring technicians of our age, Fit Finlay. The Belfast Bruiser is a second-generation pro wrestler who began his career as a teenager in England over 30 years ago after a successful amateur career. A recent profile of Finlay in Fighting Spirit magazine, the UK's largest MMA pro wrestling publication, testifies to his respect among wrestlers and fans alike. Having competed in every corner of the globe, he's still a master of all wrestling styles, a marvel of physical conditioning, and one of the biggest stars the United Kingdom has ever produced. Roderick Strong has a stiff challenge ahead on May the 12th. You'll also see Lance Storm try to finish his ROH career as a winner in his rematch with the prodigy Mike Bennett.
You know, baby, it makes me really sad. Really sad that Lance didn't get the picture in Fort Lauderdale. You know, he went to Ring of Honor and he begged. He practically got on his knees and he said, "Ring of Honor, I want Mike Bennett again." Well, that's fine, Lance. But what I don't like is that you want it in your home country of Canada. I mean, the fact that I have to go there to beat you just gives me chills and makes me just want to come out of my clothes. It's disgusting. But Lance, like I always say, if I can be serious for a minute, your Ring of Honor career came this close to coming to an end in Fort Lauderdale. But now, in Toronto, it's going to come to a definite end. And it's going to be the most embarrassing moment of your life when your family, your friends, and all your fans realize that the prodigy is just better than the best.
Our Canadian fans can hear exclusive news and interviews about Border Wars on The Law. Live audio wrestling. Heard Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on TSN 1050 in Toronto and worldwide on liveaudiowrestling.com. Win tickets to the event, ROH merchandise, even lunch with myself and Nigel McGuinness in Toronto next Saturday. Be there in person next Saturday at the Ted Reeve Arena or see it live anywhere in the world with internet access. Just go to ROHwrestling.com for all the information. We'll see you in Toronto next Saturday, and we'll be right back here next week on television as we go inside Ring of Honor.
We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling, and I'm here in the locker room with Kyle O'Reilly. And Kyle, tonight it's you and Kevin Steen one-on-one.
Kevin Steen, you talk a lot of trash about Team Ambition's training regimen. You throw stones at something you simply cannot understand, being an athlete. I'm trying to grasp the concept. Why do some people like you? You're fat. You're stinky. You're a disgusting slob. Kevin Steen, read my lips. I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are, and everybody is going to wake up from wrestling's worst daydream.
Those comments earlier today from Kyle O'Reilly. Now it's time for our main event with Border Wars just a week away. Kyle O'Reilly, the unenviable task of facing Kevin Steen.
Can the young protege of Davey Richards prove to be a roadblock? Or will this matchup give Kevin Steen even more momentum, as well as a window to the soul of the world champion? He may not look like what many believe a world champion should look like, but let me tell you from personal experience, Kevin Steen is one of the toughest wrestlers I have ever faced. But if he can beat Davey Richards and become Ring of Honor World Champion, what will Steen do to make good on his promise to destroy this company?
And now with the zombie princess Jimmy Jacobs in his corner, what role will Jacobs play in the matchup? How will this bizarre dynamic of evil affect next Saturday's world title match at Border Wars? let's go to Bobby Cruz for the introductions.
Following contest is your television main event. It is set for one fall. Introducing first to my right, wrestling out of St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 207 pounds, Kyle O'Reilly.
Wow, listen to that.
His opponent to my left is accompanied by Jimmy Jacobs. Wrestling out of Maryvale, Quebec, Canada, weighing 264 pounds, he is the next Ring of Honor World Champion.
He may well be.
Wrestling's worst nightmare, Kevin Steen.
So the introductions have been made for our television main event, and now let's go to the tail of the tape, where you can see a tremendous size and experience advantage in favor of Steen. With the Quebec native tipping the scales well over 260. Hey, you can forget about the code of honor being adhered to with Steen. He mocks the code, just about everything that's important to Ring of Honor. Listen to this supportive crowd for Kevin Steen. And as we get set to have the bell, let's get a quick look here because we've been joined in commentary by Steve Carino. Steve, it's great to have you as always, and we want to get your thoughts about Steen on the eve of his matchup with Davey Richards at Border Wars for the world title.
Kevin, why is it always me that has to, put in my 2 cents when it comes to Kevin?
We rely on expertise, and nobody knows Steen better except for maybe Jimmy Jacobs than you. And we appreciate your expertise in this regard.
I don't even know both of these guys. I thought I knew them. Look at Jimmy Jacobs, my sponsor. Now look, I can't even recognize him. Kevin Steen has become wrestling's worst nightmare. He's become everybody's worst nightmare.
Kyle O'Reilly introducing some kicks repeatedly. And Nigel, let's look quickly at what Davey Richards could be thinking about. Let's look what does this matchup mean with Kyle O'Reilly here with Kevin Steen.
Well, this is a huge match for Kyle here at this point, because if I'm Kevin Steen here and I know I've got a big match coming up here, you've got two options. Number one, you can try and get in Davey's head, or number two, you can try and make this as short as possible and save yourself for the world title match. If you're Kevin Steen, you're going to get in his head.
Absolutely, Nigel, and that's the key to Kevin Steen's repertoire, is to get into everybody's head. He is in everybody's head, and just look at the powerbomb on the apron.
Let me ask you this, Steve. Obviously, both these guys have fallen off the wagon now. But arguably, in your opinion, do you think the old Kevin Steen could beat Davey Richards for the title?
Answer that question when we come back. We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling. Kevin Steen, Kyle O'Reilly one-on-one in our main event. Steve Carino, Nigel McGuinness, and Kevin Kelly here at ringside. Before the break, Nigel asked an important question, Steve.
He asked if the old Kevin Steen had what it takes to beat Davey Richards for the ROH World title. Yes, the old Kevin Steen does. But the new Kevin Steen, the more dangerous Kevin Steen, I think it goes without saying that Kevin Steen, we're looking at the next ROH World Champion, and that could only bode bad for Ring of Honor.
We'll find out what happens at Border Wars and listen to this crowd. Oh, and Steen introduces himself to the steel ring post, so shoulder first. Kyle O'Reilly out of the way in just the nick of time. And now, can the St. Louis, Missouri kid fly? Oh, he does.
Look at that missile drop kick. Kind of hurt his ankle on the way down, though.
He's got to get Kevin in the ring if he's going to beat him. And imagine the psychological warfare that would be going on if Kyle O'Reilly pins Kevin Steen right before Border Wars.
Great point.
Steen introduced O'Reilly's leg to the steel ring post earlier on, and it's barking. It's bothering O'Reilly big time. But despite the pain, he goes to the top and scores with the missile drop kick.
And he's got to get on it. He's got to stay on him. He hit Kevin in the arm there. Got to stay on his leg, stay on his arm, take him down so that he can pin him.
O'Reilly charges in. Steen elevates him to the corner. You can see that ankle just about give way. Left arm pulled down hard, trying to separate the shoulder.
But Kyle's ankle or shin is pretty banged up right now.
You could see it just trying to put some weight on it. Oh! DDT!
So dangerous.
DDT!
So dangerous. We talk about the pile driver being dangerous, but the DDT just as dangerous. Almost a pile driver variation. We might want to think about a DQ.
Oh! Cannonball from Steen in the corner.
Steen on fire here.
1, 2, no! O'Reilly kicks out.
You know, I talked earlier, Kevin, about some thoughts for Davey about what he needs to do to leave Toronto with the belt. In my mind, stick to the game plan, Davey. In my mind, you're a better wrestler. You've got better cardio. If you're going to lose this, you're going to lose this in the head.
I agree, Nigel. He gets into everybody's head. Now he's in Jimmy Jacobs' head, my sponsor. Whose head is he going to get into next?
Right now, you can see.
Go for the armbar. He's got it.
Oh, he's got it synced in.
Nice and deep.
The more he pulls, the weaker Kevin Steen's arm's going to be for Border Wars.
He can't lock his legs, though, together. The pain coursing through, allowing Steen the opportunity to get to the bottom rope and cause the break.
That's a great call there, Kevin. You could see he had it in nice and deep, but because of the injury on that leg, he just couldn't apply enough pressure to get the tap. He's throwing those kicks.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's able to really center it and tee off. Trying to get Steen moving. The weight advantage favoring Steen there.
Oh, always defiant.
Always defiant right in the mouth of Kyle O'Reilly.
Come on, Kyle, don't out-talk him.
Elevate. Oh. Powerbomb. Kevin Steen's been slowed here by O'Reilly, but O'Reilly's been unable to consistently put the mouthpiece. Oh, my goodness. O'Reilly's own mouthpiece in his own mouth. In Kevin Steen just put O'Reilly.
An ankle lock. An ankle lock. Wait.
He's trying to beat Richards' protege with Davey's own hold.
I've never seen Kevin use this.
Enziguri, mouthpiece of O'Reilly goes flying out of Steen's mouth.
Come on, Kyle.
But you could see what Kevin Steen's MO is here. Now Kyle just threw that mouthpiece right down at the zombie princess Jimmy Jacobs, who gets one right in the face. Wait a minute now.
He's got him up.
Up on the shoulders.
Look at Sank. That's it.
1, 2, 3.
C'est la vie.
Kevin, Nigel, I don't know what to do here.
You said it before, we might be looking at the next ROH World Champion.
That's scary. That's a scary thought.
It's been a long time coming, Steve. It's almost a freight train that you created.
Why is it always my fault, man?
We're not going to assign blame, but let's look at the results. Let's look at what we've got. Kevin Steen defeats Kyle O'Reilly on the eve of Border Wars, his world title match against Davey Richards coming up. And you can see what Steen did to O'Reilly, a multifaceted attack, Nigel.
I guess that's my fault too, Nigel.
No, I'm sorry, Steve. I don't want to take it out of context there.
Sorry.
Now,
let's have a look at this.
Let's look at the replay here. O'Reilly flew with the drop kick, but then, of course, it was the attempted.
Wait, what's going on in the ring?
Right back into it.
My goodness, that tennis racket to mock Cornette and Davey Richards now being used as a weapon by Steen and Jacobs.
And again, the ankle lock of Davey Richards applied.
Come on. Come on, Davey, get in there.
Oh, Davey's down.
All right, good. Here we go.
Davey's down to send Steen and Jacobs away. Look at Richards.
There we go.
He's having a fight both.
Go, Davey, go. Davey to save the day.
On the eve of their matchup at Border Wars, Davey Richards and Kevin Steen toe-to-toe as Richards sends Steen down. Boy,
put him into it. Yes, there we go.
Look at Richards.
Now he's got the ankle lock and he's showing him how to do it.
Oh! My God, the low
come
blow.
On.
Jimmy Jacobs just low blowed the champion.
Jimmy, come on.
This breaking down is Steve. You know how dangerous these guys are.
Oh, the tennis racket across the back. He's pounding away on the champion. Referees and security in mass. Jacobs trying to hold him off.
This is just getting
Hold it. Look. Even the thought of the package pile driver.
Everybody in there for a second there. He was going for the package pile driver.
Well, the package pile driver is legal in their world title match at Border Wars.
Where's Jim Cornette with all this going on?
This is the chaos that Steen has created, though. This is Steen's doing.
This is all Steen's doing. We talk about my influence or Jacob's influence. It's really Kevin Steen. This is in Kevin Steen's mind.
Davey Richards told him last week, this is all you. Kevin Steen, you're the reason why things in your life have happened to you. And the champ's exactly right.
Oh. Davey Richards cannot let Kevin Steen in his head.
A lot of people are saying Davey Richards can't let Kevin Steen become the next Ring of Honor World Champion. That's what Jim Cornette and ROH are banking on.
Me too, Kevin.
All of us are, because we have no idea what the complexion of this company would be with Steen on top.
Oh! And the security guys there trying to hold back Kyle O'Reilly.
Why aren't they holding back Kevin Steen or Jimmy Jacobs?
They're scared.
He's the one with the weapon. Where is Cornette when all this is going on?
Let's focus on Steen, though. He's the catalyst, folks. We have got to take a break. We got to try to calm this down. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling. You can see the carnage left in the ring, courtesy of Kevin Steen and Jimmy Jacobs. The main event match with Steen and O'Reilly was tremendous. Steen got the victory, but really, as we take another look, Nigel, at the chaos and carnage that ensued, this action during the matchup.
Powerbomb on the apron, missile drop kick, injures his ankle, and look at that. Goes for the finish of Davey Richards, got kicked in the head, and look, F sank. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, but it didn't stop there. Not only was the victory for Steen not enough, continued to pour the pressure on. Davey Richards came out. He was assaulted by Jacobs. He was assaulted by Steen. And now the Ring of Honor World Champion is called for a microphone.
Steen! One thing you will never do is take my Ring of Honor World title from me. Not only am I going to kick your ass in Toronto, not only am I going to bury you in Toronto, I'm going to let you know what it feels like to be helpless, fat boy. Your days of pretending to be an athlete, your days of pretending to be a professional wrestler are quickly coming to an end. Mark my words, Steen. This American strong style thing is dead. You want the wolf? You got the wolf. The wolf's back, fat boy, and this hunt is coming straight for you.
The hunt goes to Toronto. Border Wars. Next week, it's going to be a title match for the ages. Next week, Chicago makes their TV debut. Wrestling's greatest tag team, Richards versus Rhino one-on-one. We'll see you at Border Wars.